Beauty or brains? Beauty and brains. My name is Amber Rose Badin, and I represent a new wave of entrepreneurs who have successfully leveraged social media in order to build and grow their business. Over the last 3 years, I've been able to turn over 7 figures, and considering where I've started from, it's been a massive achievement. But as well as it being a really big achievement, it's also had its fair share of challenges. So today, I'm going to be speaking to you about why I believe a woman can have it all. I want to introduce you to a really interesting study in 2016 around perception. This study talks about how if a woman wears subtle, natural, light-looking makeup, then that woman is considered to be quite credible. But if that same woman wears bold, daring, vibrant makeup, that woman is then considered to be less intelligent. So is a woman supposed to be polished, but not too polished, confident, but not too confident, assertive, but only if she softens it with a smile? This is exhausting, and it doesn't just stop at appearance. If a woman is assertive in the workplace, she's branded as mean and difficult, but a man who does the exact same actions is looked at as a strong leader. If a woman decides to have a family and a career, she's constantly questioned how she balances it all. But a man who has a family and career is just a man with a job. Men don't have to juggle the same contradictions that women do. Why do we have to constantly choose between beauty or brains, likability or leadership? I want to challenge this thinking today because I sincerely believe that a woman can have it all, but I also believe that she shouldn't have to fight so hard to prove it. 3 years ago, I co-founded my business, and when I did, I was basically at the lowest point of my life. All I could think about was my business. It's all I could talk about. I really just wanted to get it off the ground running. Naturally, my content revolved around it because I didn't have the luxury of doing anything else with my time apart from trying to make a success out of a big risk that I had taken. Luckily for me, when I documented this journey online, the types of comments that I would receive were overwhelmingly positive. People constantly telling me how inspiring I was and how my story made it look believable for them. Fast forward to 3 years, I can definitely say that I'm a lot more confident than I was back then. I definitely have a stronger business acumen than I did back then because when I first started, I was just an amateur. So I'm definitely more competent now. But my life has also changed since I first started my business. Due to the fact that it's been able to be successful, I now have a little bit more time to do things that make me happy outside of that. Tapping into my inner femininity, talking about beauty and fashion and things that make me happy. So as I've evolved, my content has also evolved too. However, now, when I post anything to do with my business, the reaction is completely different. The reaction has gone from being inspiring to you just must be the face of it all, or you're so full of yourself, or you just got lucky to be here. So there is a direct correlation between the way that I am perceived as soon as I am tapping into my inner femininity. A research in organizational behavior talks about this phenomenon that I speak to you about today. It's called the beauty penalty. The fact that women have to constantly choose between beauty and competence is the problem. But unfortunately, this problem is just bigger than me, and it's a problem that so many women face in the workplace. I sincerely believe that ambition and beauty aren't opposing forces, and we shouldn't have to choose. We shouldn't have to downplay our femininity to be taken seriously. But listen, even if I was able to manage to strike the balance, even if I wore subtle makeup that made men think that I was more credible, I'm still faced with another issue, the likability trap. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about men versus women in leadership positions. There's a Harvard business study that kind of sums up what I'm talking about really well. It's called the double-blind bias. It talks about how when a woman shows the same level of assertiveness as a man, her likability drops. So the man doing the exact same action is just regarded as a really strong leader. So the issue is it's not just about perception and how people view me. It's about how I'm now treated in the workplace. For me, 2 characteristics that make a really strong leader are both strength and kindness. And I sincerely believe that you don't need to choose between being kind or being a good leader. You can do both. If you're in a situation where you need to be strong, assertive, and firm, be strong, assertive, and firm. If you're in a situation where you need to be empathetic, be empathetic. But there shouldn't be this constant pressure. I also believe that a woman shouldn't have to decide between being a powerhouse, a career-driven woman, an ambitious woman, but also have to choose between being a family woman, if that's what she wants. And this is something that I like to call the false choice. There's a quiet judgment that follows ambitious women. A judgment that lingers in boardrooms, that lingers in any room that she walks into. The judgment that if a woman is doing well in business and in her career, she's also believed to not be doing well at home and in her family life. I don't think that motherhood should be perceived as a weakness. I think it should be perceived as a strength. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my mother's story. My mother came to England as a first-generation immigrant. She came from Pakistan. She had me when she was 19 years old, and when she came here, she faced many challenges. She didn't have many family here. She didn't have many friends. She didn't know the language. She didn't know the culture. She didn't know the cuisine. So she had to navigate being a mother, but also being somebody that put food on the table too, a career-driven woman. She had to work. A woman's ability to problem solve under pressure, to manage competing priorities, to anticipate needs with both strength and empathy, these are skills that don't hold a woman back. These are skills that make a woman excellent in the workplace. A mother's success shouldn't have to always be linked to being a mother. She should be allowed to have her accolades around being a business person in isolation. Being a woman is a superpower in itself. And whether or not a woman chooses to be a mother, let's stop asking her how or whether she can have both. So what does it mean to have it all? For me, it's not about meeting what society tells us that we should or shouldn't do, but just pursuing what feels right to us. Whether that's a career, whether that's a business, whether that's content creating, whether that's motherhood or not. It means that a woman can walk into a boardroom in a killer pair of heels, and she can still be the most capable person in that room. It means that she can make bold decisions, lead with authority, and not have to smile just to soften the blow for others. It means that she can build a thriving career and still be an incredible mother without feeling like she's failing at either or discrediting her ambition. We need to stop asking women whether they can have it all and start asking why they can't have it all. I believe, and I hope you do too now, that a woman can have it all. I just believe that she shouldn't have to fight so hard to prove it. It's time for the world to catch up. Thank you so much, guys.